Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Happy New Year, everybody. It is the first Utah Football Fans Podcast of 2026. How long is it going to be that you still say 2025?
Probably till 2027.
Yeah, written it a couple of times already too. So,
oh, it is a new year, a new era of Utah football. There's so many news going on, but we are so glad to be here with all of you. Make sure, of course, that you are subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any of the episodes in 2026. We want to have you here with us talking all about Utah football. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Just when I think like it's going to start to slow down, oh, no. There's still so much going on, so much to say. Again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're following along on all of the social media platforms. All of our Twitter handles are here displayed on the screen. And believe me, you want to follow us. I mean, we have the best opinions. If you didn't know this by now, you know it now. We are always right. So make sure you're following along on Twitter, on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, all the things. And yeah, we're going to talk about a handful of stuff tonight. First things first, yes, we will talk about the press conference today introducing Morgan Scalley officially as the next head coach. We will, yes, get into Whittingham topic. We absolutely will. And then, of course, we are going to talk about the playoffs because there were some great games last weekend, some not so great games.
Some okay games.
There was like 2 really good ones and then maybe 2 crappy ones. But we'll talk about those as well. Let's start with the Mammoth Minute for 2 seconds, James. They won last night.
What do you want to know?
Well,
yeah, they did. Screw the Rangers.
2-1 on the road. 2-1 on the road. That's extremely important.
It was really important. 2 wins out of 3. Now they come home and they're home for the next month basically, and they play. What is it? 10 out of the next 13 at home or something crazy like that. So
that's insane.
It's going to be crazy. It'll be great. So as of right now, they're fighting for a wild card spot is kind of where the Mammoth are going to be. Whether they make it or not, we'll find out. But hey, they're looking better. Slow. At least last night, Gary and I talked about this. They showed some fight. They showed a little bit of
intensity,
anger. Like we've got to win this game. And if they can keep that up, I mean, the Rangers aren't a great team, but if they can keep that up, they'll be in a good spot.
Well, we've got a bunch of guys that are joining Olympic teams.
Yeah.
Clayton Keller's joining the USA team. So that's exciting too. There's our little Mammoth Minute to start off.
He got screwed last year for the Four Nations tournament. So happy for him that he's on Team USA now. And I cannot wait for the Olympics. That's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Well,
hey, first of all, let me just shout out to everyone in the chat, people coming in. There's new people. I see some old familiar people. Thanks, everybody. We do appreciate it. We appreciate your opinion, even when you're wrong.
Well,
but no, it's good to have the interaction here, social media, wherever. And when we meet you, wherever that may be, but it's good to see you again.
And if you are here with us live, we do want to see that you are here with us. So just say a little hello in the chat. We love having you here again. We do love the interaction because, again, this is Utah Football Fans. We are all fans of this amazing football team. We are here to chat about it and talk about it. And that's what this forum is for. So big day today. Introductory press conference for Coach Scalley. Now, it's kind of funny. It felt a little anticlimactic's not even the right word. It's more just like we've known he's the next head coach for so long that it did feel a little strange that now here's his introduction to it. It's like, we don't need to be introduced to this guy. We know who he is. He's been around for so long, but it was still really cool.
Do you really think that? I mean, he's been around forever, but we haven't had a chance to hear him in front of the camera like we saw today. I mean, I'll be, for me anyway, that was revelatory to see him the whole time, full enthusiasm, the full Morgan Scalley express it. I saw stuff about him or saw him in ways I've never have seen him, which was fantastic. So yeah, that was and I imagine everyone else feels the same way, unless you know him personally or were in the locker rooms or at practice, which very few are. No, I thought I saw stuff that I had heard about. I'd heard about from people who know him, but that was really refreshing to see it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, I've met him a handful of times and you kind of have those conversations, but I don't know Morgan Scalley at all. And so very rarely, I mean, he's maybe interviewed a handful of times before the season, during the season, but he doesn't have a weekly press conference. And so over the last, 15 years that he's been here, I've only heard him interviewed a couple of times. So it was really cool to see who Morgan Scalley is, his personality. It was, I know what you're saying, Bryn. Like, we've already been talking about it for so long that today kind of felt weird that it was like, oh, today is the official introduction. But I loved it. He said a couple things that were cool. It was good to see his personality, his enthusiasm. And it was very obvious why players like him. I mean, that stood out to me. It was so obvious why, just in his demeanor and the way he talked and charisma, I can see why so many players present and past are like, yep, that's the dude. He's great. He's awesome. We love him. And it was apparent. So it was good to see him. It's his team now. I honestly, after listening to a lot of it, I wanted to run through a wall. He's our dude. I think he's the guy for the job right now. And I mean, we'll talk more about it, but staff, everything, I think he's doing a tremendous job with where we're at. And I can't wait. I think he's going to crush it personally.
Yeah. And your points are totally valid. And maybe it's because I've known him a little bit over the years. I've had conversations with him. So the stuff about his family, things like that, I did already know those things, but I've seen a lot of people say they had no idea. They didn't know his legacy, his history as deep and as far back as it goes with this University of Utah. I guess, so yeah, let's start with just your overall thoughts. You kind of mentioned them both a little bit already, but he had a lot of emotion, which I think was fantastic.
Great.
The passion that he has for Utah football and his gratefulness for being now in this position. I did like the one question about sticking around Utah, and we've kind of known this for years that he did have offers in other places, but he talked about why he's wanted to stay and what that means to the university. But I don't know. I think it's been such a whirlwind for him, and he talked about it like it's just been nonstop go, go, go. And if you've watched the other interview he did with Holly Rowe, which that was fantastic.
That was great too. If you haven't watched that, go watch that one.
It does get alluded to a lot of times at how smart he is. And the quotes that he drops just out of nowhere, he did it on that Holly Rowe interview, and then he did it again today. Like, the dude has an amazing brain. He thinks very logically, very analytically, and something that has come up over the last 2 days with these interviews is how much he is a student of football, and he's also always wanting to learn and get better. And I think that's something really exciting to hear from your head coach.
Well, one of the things I thought was cool, I think it was the Holly Rowe interview, I think that's where it was, is people talking to him about how, well, you've only been at Utah, right? You've only been at Utah. And he's like, no, I've talked to Saban, he's talked to Kirby Smart, he talked to Dan Lanning, all of these people. It's not like he's in this isolated little bubble. And that's really cool to hear. Is that unique? I don't know. But just because he's been at Utah learning under Whittingham and learning this system doesn't mean that he is in this bubble and not willing to explore out of it. So I thought that was cool. He's related to Ken Garff. Didn't know that. So that was kind of interesting. My favorite quote, I think everyone's favorite quote, right at the beginning, he's crying. He said, I'm a baby, right? He says, I'm a baby. Then he goes, our team's going to rip your face off. It was the quote. I love that mentality. I mean, that is, hey, Utah football is going to stay the same. We're going to be tough and we're going to rip your face off. I just think it's cool that he's the guy now. I'm excited. Gary?
Gary, was there something that really stood out to you the most?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we've already said it, but he is infectious. It's a big personality. I mean, he was very positive. Just the energy of everything. It was wonderful, and so it does give me confidence looking to the future and a bunch of other stuff. But just him as the leader and the things he said about the team and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, honestly, he is his own man, obviously. But when you talk about culture and family and players first, that is a continuation of what's been going on the past 20 years in the program. So culturally, he's going to maintain it and put his stamp all over it. But that's the fact. In fact, he alluded to that. I mean, a few of the things I remember is the toughness. We're going to be a tough team. Of course, it's always the Lions. That's where we win. And that's been a trait of Utah football, and he's going to keep that. Again, the family thing on family. We even yell at it in the stadium. So that's a big thing. And the players first. I love all this stuff. It's all this culture. So toughness, the culture, family, this unity. I love all that. The part I did like, and he went into this a little bit with the hiring of Beck last year and how that came about with him and Coach Whitt and so forth. But then he said, so all of these things which are typical Utah things, but he said we want to be on the cutting edge. I think that's the phrase, meaning I think mainly on the offensive side of the ball. So we want to be all these things that we have been, but we want to be on the cutting edge, which I like to hear, so that we're innovative, bringing in ideas and going down that road in today's current college football world. So, yeah, I loved it. I'm a Scalley guy. I'm excited. I'm positive. I'm hopeful for the future. I liked what I saw in a press conference.
Brittany, you're right, though. It was a nice combination of like cerebral, and you can tell he's extremely smart, mixed with a passion, and not just a passion for football, which is obviously there, but such a passion for Utah specifically. I mean, he talks about Utah's all he's known. He's never worn another logo besides Utah. I mean, he grew up down the street from the U. We talked about it. Like, he is a Utah man. And so the passion, the love of the school, the love of the team, all those things combined with how smart, intelligent, likable, all those characteristics, I think it lines up really well. And I think it's great. I think that there's a lot of stability too, which I think that was something that a lot of people have obviously been worried about, is the state of the program. What's the stability going to be like? We've lost X number of coaches, players that everyone knows and loves are leaving. The world's ending. The ship is sinking. No, we've got a guy at the helm now who has his head screwed on straight, has a vision, has a path, and get on board, people, because it's going the right direction. And so it was a really cool moment for me. And honestly, I mean, it's the first time in 20 plus years we've had anything like this. So it was kind of interesting to watch it happen and go, oh yeah, this is commonplace at other schools. They do this every 3 years. Here we do it once every 20 years.
Yeah. Well, and I did like that he's continuing the "you will become us, we won't become you" mentality that has been a focus of Utah football. And I know that is more difficult to do now. And I think a lot of people would go, well, it's not realistic to do that anymore in this NIL transfer portal era, which I understand that, but I also appreciate a team that's going to go, no, we want you here to be a part of this team. We can't have guys that are just here for the dollar and who are going to be toxic to the locker room and all that. And there's so many ins and outs that go into it. And I can't even pretend to know how they deal with all of it. But I do like that he talked about, we're looking for guys who want to be here, who are going to play. And Scalley's passion is going to bleed into the players that he's looking for also. We feel it.
With the number of players that did not transfer. I mean, look, the portal's still open. Things can happen.
Yeah.
But I expected to lose to this point. Obviously, a lot can change. A lot more guys than we have.
Knock on wood, James.
I will. But you know what I mean, right? Like, I expected the portal to open and we to just be like sitting there and reading Steve Bartle tweets, just going, "Oh my gosh, another one. This commitment left. This guy left." It's not that way. We lost a couple of guys but that's how every school, every transfer portal, for the rest of time until things change, that's how it's going to be. You're going to lose a couple of guys. But overall, the program is right on track. And it was really interesting. I noticed this. Obviously, the mantra has always been all in or in the way, right? Like that's been the Utah mantra. A number of players, as they've announced, I'm coming back, that's been their thing. I can't remember who it was today. I saw like 3 or 4. And there's a very tangible thing to it that all these players are still saying, all in or in the way. I'm coming back, baby. Gary, it looks like you have something you want to say. Your face.
He has a look on his face.
He's got a look.
What are you talking about? I'm just listening.
No, he's got a look. Bryn knows.
Do you have something to say?
Well, I have a lot to say, but I'm not sure if it. No, all I'm saying is I love all the culture stuff. And I love to say, if you're a Utah man, we want you here. You don't want to be here. We want to make it so wonderful here that no one will ever leave. In the same breath, we've lost some guys that are, I guess, talented. I don't think we wanted to pay them what they were asking because some of them aren't worth what they were asking. But be that as it may, let's not kid ourselves. Money matters in this culture thing. The idea that we're just going to be Utah and we're going to build a culture that everybody's just going to want to come to, and they're going to be a Utah man. If I can't make as much money, I get all of it. I'm not putting I'm not trying to tamper down all the enthusiasm and all that wonderful stuff I heard today. But I'm also, and I've heard this with some interviews this past week or so, even with Weddle and some other guys, about the idea of the culture. And we just want Utah men and the money, whatever kind of attitude. Hey, I mean, I like that, but let's not kid ourselves. No, we got to pay the top talent's not coming here just simply because they like these mountains to look at, or they like the motivation that Scalley gives them. There are some top players that are going to have to be paid the money. So yeah, money's still a big factor in this NIL portal era. It's just mixing all this that we've heard today with the money and what's affordable, all that kind of stuff together. That's all.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I'll say this, though. I don't know if you picked up on it. Well, 2 things. He was talking about Beck and Beck leaving, but then when we were hired our new offensive coordinator, Kevin McGivern, talked about keeping the continuity of the Beck offense, the similarities to it. And if you notice about it, the way he said it, this isn't verbatim, but talking about we wanted to do this to keep the players here. And he listed them. Did you catch he mentioned Dampier's name?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know what that means. Whether that's just, you see, Devin, just another reminder, Devin, that we've got an offense you've just thrived in, or is it something else that he knows that hasn't been said yet? But I did find it interesting he mentioned Dampier.
Well, and I think today was great. Today gives me a lot of excitement, a lot of hope. But let's also touch on the reality of where we're at right now, which is an unknown head coach. Yes, he's been our coach for so many years, our defensive coach, but he's now a first-time head coach. We don't know how that's going to look. we have basically an entirely new coaching staff. And so let's be realistic about this, that we don't exactly know what Utah football is going to look like this upcoming year. We kind of said that last year we had no idea what the offense was going to look like because we had a brand new offensive coordinator, brand new quarterback. And Scalley even touched on this a little bit today. Like last year, there was a lot of, he used the word fear, but it was unknown. And we are going to now go into this year with even more unknown. And we're not going to go through and go through every single new coach and where they're from and their background and all of that, because you all can look that up for yourselves. And to be honest, I haven't been able to go through and really study each of these guys, but we do have almost an entirely new coaching staff. So new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, who is Coach Swan, who's been on staff, but he is now promoted to defensive coordinator. Gary, you mentioned the new offensive coordinator in Kevin McGivern. He's from, remind me where he's from.
Utah State.
Utah
It
State.
was most recently Utah State.
Under Bronco.
Who else?
That's
Isn't it
twice
interesting
Utah's
that we've got
stolen
both
Broncos.
of the last two OCs
Yeah.
are Broncos OCs.
That's funny.
Hey, can I just remind everybody that last year at this time when we hired, I've seen a lot of people that are, I don't know who he is. I'm not going to pretend that I know his offense, and people that I've seen online that are a lot smarter football wise than I am, or they love the hire. And that it's fans that are the ones saying, who, what is this? Yeah, did I want a big name and a big splash? Sure, that would have been great. But I remember this exact moment last year when we hired Beck, that everyone's losing their minds going, who, the New Mexico guy, what? So let's hold off a little bit and see how it goes. And I'm with you, Gary. After listening to it, the hire very much so was so they can run a very similar offense with similar players, because that's the way that college football needs to be run now, is high-powered offenses. So I don't know enough about him. The guys that I've listened to that do know football, they seem really excited about it. So,
well, we have new offensive line. Jordan Gross is our new offensive line coach.
it's a great one. Great hire.
Sweet.
Mark Atua, how do you say his last name? I don't want to say it wrong. Our running backs coach, he stayed. He's the same. Luther Ellis is still with us, at least as of right now.
Derek Odom.
Things are still going to change. Derek Odom is now coming on, safeties coach.
Luke Wells was the tight end coach. I think, was that today?
Today.
He was hired on today.
Defensive ends. We have a new guy.
I don't think we have anybody yet.
Anyways, it's
right?
so, but in the big three, in your head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, it's brand new guys in those positions as those positions. So we should
in those positions, but two of the three have still been here.
Correct.
So,
correct.
And Swan has been here for a while.
Yeah.
So he knows the defense. He knows the expectation. Scalley is still going to be very heavily involved in the defense. Yeah, he's turning over the day-to-day and the play calling and those sorts of things to Swan, but that is very much so like Whittingham. Well, that's his baby. That's what he knows. So the defense, I think it'll look a little bit different, but very similar. We're still going to play a very similar style.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be similar.
Very similar. It's the offense. We all know it. What's the offense going to look like? I don't know. Greek. Hopefully good.
I would say this with Bryn, as she was talking. Yeah, I loved everything about it today. Okay, I've already said that, and I've heard. I'm excited about the coaches. I don't know a lot about some of them. I do know some things about some of them as well, and other players and other people whom I really highly respect have said wonderful things about them, and are extremely excited. And so am I. I mean, I'm confident and so forth. But today I heard one guy tweet that, Scalley won the press conference. And I heard some other guy saying, man, he killed it in the press conference and da-da-da-da-da. Well, yeah, he did. It was beautiful. It was a different vibe than we've had in many, many years. It was beautiful. Scalley is infectious. All the things I've already said. But like you said, Bryn, so what? It comes down to, now, does these guys mesh and does our team mesh? Because it's not about press conferences. And here's the thing I'm thinking. I've seen people making comments about Scalley and past coaches and the differences and all this and that. There is not one way to coach, and there's not one successful personality that wins championships. I mean, everybody's different. You can be Belichick-ish. Have you seen his press conferences? And the way he operates, he's a champion. There's coaches that are very, Rex Ryan, remember him? Very flamboyant. He's way out there as a head coach. Tony Dungy, very mellow, very calm type of guy. I could go down the list. I mean, I'm not going to go down the list. All I'm saying is there's all types of coaches. And because a guy's a hype guy and a guy's not a hype guy, a guy is more funny or a guy's more serious, it doesn't matter. What matters is how they create the product on the field. And that's where we're at. I loved what I've heard. I'm excited about it because of what I've heard, and these guys were bringing it. I'm all for it. But hey, been down this road a number of times over the years, and so I'm hopeful, but we're going to have to wait and see. That's just where I'm at.
Well, I think you bring up,
Is that a downer?
No.
Gary,
I
what's
think
the problem tonight?
it's a way for us to transition.
Oh.
I think it's a way to transition into the next topic, which is Kyle Whittingham. And I don't like, let me say this. There's been a lot of things I have not liked over the last week concerning Kyle Whittingham and what is being said about him. But you say that, Gary, and a lot of the tweets and posts I'm seeing today are trying to make it seem like, see, Scalley does this so much better. Scalley lets the press conference do this and he's doing this. And like you're saying, Gary, just because of the way that Whitt would handle press conferences doesn't mean he's a lesser than coach, blah, 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 blah. We might piss some people off tonight. I don't really care because I am sick and tired of seeing what I've been seeing over the last week when it comes to Whittingham. People have lost their damn minds. Like, this is just going to be a full-blown Bryn rant segment because I'm sick and tired of it. The Whittingham hate that is going on is insane. It is insane. We had somebody comment that they're never going to watch our podcast ever again because I said that Whittingham is not a villain.
Think they're watching right now?
Think about what that means. Let's talk about what the reality of the situation is. Because people are so pissed at Whittingham that he took our coaching staff. Some of the players are going to follow him. Let's talk about reality, people. Whittingham was hired as the Michigan head coach. He has a very short window to put together his coaching staff. He's going to go to the guys he knows first. He's going to go to his tried and true guys that he's already worked with, and he's going to go to them first and say, hey, do you want to come coach at Michigan? If they had said no, he would have done a full-blown coaching search, all of that. But he's got a limited window of time. Of course, he's going to go to the guys that he knows and loves. And this idea that like, oh, he's not going to approach any Utah staff. He's not going to approach any Utah players. That is a fantasy world that people are living in. This is business, people. Whittingham is not plotting to ruin Utah football. And the idea of that is just insane. I've been calm about it the last few days. And then as it's gone on more and more, I'm sick and tired of it, people. You've lost your damn minds. There you go. You two give your opinion.
Hallelujah.
I'm so sick of it.
I mean, amen to everything you said. I'm with you. I get like the frustration by it, but he's now the head coach of Michigan, right? Like he has an obligation to that school that he signed the contract with to do the best that he possibly can. And you're right. His contract's 5 years. He's got a 5-year window here basically to win a national championship, because that's the expectation at the University of Michigan. So he's not just going to go and say, I'm going to leave all my guys behind because it's good for Utah. No, he's going to go and say, I've worked with this guy for 10 years, this guy, come with me. He didn't force them in the van and drive them up to Michigan. They all said, yeah, I'll come with you. So then we're all upset about it.
They chose.
It's business. It's like you said, every coach has done this exact same thing. I know both of you have tweeted about this, and I'll let Gary kind of do his thing. But
by the way, Gary stole my point when he tweeted that out. I would just like to point that out, Gary.
Which one?
You and I talked about it.
Look at it. Go back on any coach that's gone from one school directly to the next. Anybody. It's easy as a Google search and saying, when Urban Meyer left Utah, what coaches did he take with him? And the list is 10 people long. Look at Campbell. When Campbell leaves Iowa State and goes to Penn State, do you think that he just walked away, left everything? No, Dan, he ravished that entire freaking program.
Yeah, okay? And a bunch of players, like 20.
And a bunch of players. I mean, Iowa State is in big trouble. But this is not new. This is not unheard of. He has an obligation to his new school to be as good as possible. He has continuity with these guys. They all know how he likes to run his program. So bring in as many of those guys as you can so it's as seamless as possible. And on the plus side, he stole Jay Hill. So let's be happy about that. People just, he's the worst. I'm never cheering. Like, relax. And I saw a tweet today. I can't remember who it was, but it was going, in a couple of years from now, people are going to look back and realize just how ridiculous they all sounded. I'm cheering for him. I'm saying it. I don't care. I am cheering for him. I am cheering for Michigan. I hope he's successful. He did not quit on us to leave for Michigan. He was no longer the head coach of the University of Utah. He got an opportunity, and yeah, he took his guys because that's what everybody freaking does. So I will be cheering for him. I will be rooting for Michigan. That's the end of mine. Gary,
go ahead, Gary.
Well, if you'll notice today, Scalley even mentioned, Scalley mentioned, he goes, I had no idea when I would end up being the head coach. He even said that today. So even to this, there was no, a few years ago, Whitt made some comment about retiring at 65 or something. Well, that wasn't like written in a contract. That his contract, in fact, he still has time on it. But I'm not going to rehash all of it. We did that last time. All I'm saying, for me, grow up. This is the real world, everybody. You're acting like a freaking junior high school student, the way some of these people act about what Whitt did or didn't do and who went and is going to go coach with him. In some way, you're actually demeaning Scalley and his abilities, and you've demeaned this marvelous staff that he has put together.
It's a great staff.
Who we don't have if some of these guys stay. I'm just saying, for me, it's a win-win situation. All honor to Whitt for all the successes that we've had. Fantastic. He's been a marvelous coach for the University of Utah. He is a real football coach. We've had so many great successes with this guy. The Rose Bowls, the other championships. He's just, to me, stellar. It's a win-win situation. Go to Michigan. He's a Utah man, and a bunch of Utah guys have gone to Michigan and have made Michigan Utah.
I think it's funny that
he's quoting the stuff that is Utah stuff that Scalley quoted today. Now it's at Michigan. I'm just saying, I'm cheering for Whittingham. I'm excited for Whitt. I'm excited for Beck. I'm excited for all the dudes that go. There are guys. Congrats to you to go to one of the top freaking programs in the country. There's not a person who's been bitching and whining and crying like a little baby over this last week that wouldn't have done that, taken the job and gone. Whitt is not ruining anything. It's business. Everyone knows it. His time at Utah was over. He got the job, and he did what people do. Scalley, if you really believe, and I do, I think he's first class. And he even mentioned today, when there's difficulty, you rise up to it, and he's going to do it. You don't have fear. He talked about that. He's not having fear. He's jumping in. He's getting quality. And now Utah's on another trajectory with Scalley, who's a great coach with great coaches. Freak, man. I'm all in on both sides. I'm pro Scalley. I'm pro Whitt. Whitt's a good man. I'm grateful for what he did. Go succeed. I'm going to be following Michigan. I'm with you, James. I'm all in with Whitt and Michigan. And I think it's very, very petty, immature to ascribe certain things to Coach Whittingham after all he has done for us in the program. And you saw the love expressed toward him today, and it wasn't BS.
Yeah.
It isn't.
Amen
and amen.
Kind of
got a lot more I could say. You can find our tweets. They're all over there. But
is look, and you mentioned this, anyone who's anywhere in business, you have an opportunity to go from the company that you're at to, let's be very real, Michigan is a top 5 program in college football. You get a phone call that says, hey, I want you to come head up our sales department at company X. It's one of the top best companies in the world. Yeah, I want to do that. Hey, we want you to hire your own staff. You don't think that you're going to call people that you have worked with for the last 10 years at your last company to say, hey, I got this opportunity to go here. Do you want to come with me?
Yeah, but
absolutely, you are going to do that.
But James,
you're going to do that.
Everyone would. This is where people have been living in fantasy land, is that they said, well, Whittingham said he's going to leave the program better than it.
The program's in a fine state.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
He didn't say, I'm not going to contact any coaches. Like, thinking about it today, and James, you mentioned this point, Gary, you and I have talked about it. We have not had to deal with this in 2 decades. 20 years we have had Coach Whittingham at the helm. So we have not had to deal with a coach leaving and taking staff for 20 years. When Urban Meyer did it, he did take staff with him. That was the last time that we had to deal with it. So all of these Utah fans that are bitching all over social media, you've been spoiled for the last 20 years. And let me tell you something else, how you've been spoiled. You've been spoiled to have a head coach who took us from the Mountain West, went undefeated, beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, catapulted us into the Pac-12, had 2 very difficult seasons in the Pac-12 to start off. He turned that around and rose to the top of a very difficult conference. That was Whittingham. Coach Kyle Whittingham, back-to-back years, champions in the Pac-12, then again transitioned into the Big 12. That is who we had for 20 years. And you're telling me you are going to crap all over him and his entire career because he invited a coach to come with him to Michigan? Enough, people, enough. It's ridiculous. I'm sick of seeing it. And I'm sick and tired of whenever you say that you're supporting Whittingham, people, it's happened to us all over social media the last week. They jump all over you, tell you're an idiot. I'm never following you ever again.
That's fine.
The situation's totally different. Blah, 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 blah. It is ridiculous. I'm supporting him. Michigan is now the Utah of the Midwest, and I will be cheering for them. Absolutely. I hope we can go to a game one of these times. I'm going to be cheering for everything they do. I want to see them succeed because it is the guys that we have gotten to know over the years. I think they're going to be fantastic. I think they are a force to be reckoned with. Everyone in the Big Ten better be waking up and be worried about it because that coaching staff is elite, and I'm going to be cheering for him. I'm sick and tired of it. Whittingham is a fantastic coach. He needs to be getting the respect he deserves from the 20-plus years he put into Utah. There you go. I'm done.
Amen. All right.
Hallelujah. There you go.
What's next?
Now, I want go be great, Whitt. Continue your thing. And Scalley, we're all in, baby. Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, did we play a game recently?
Well, we did.
Oh, should we talk about that at all?
No, there's been so many other things that have gone on. We did play the Vegas Bowl. That was very fun to watch.
That was fun.
Started
Scalley's 1-0, baby.
Our head coach is undefeated. How about yours? Dampier played
that
great.
Game though, when we first started, they scored what, twice on their first 2 drives?
First 2 drives.
And ran through us, and I'm going, oh, here we are. Kansas State, Kansas, here we go again. I'm you know, I'm sorry, but I was getting kind of negative at the time.
Oh,
And
he
did
admits
they
it, James. He
Did they
admits it.
score maybe one time only after that? And that was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Then Utah blew them out. That was so beautiful.
It
That was so
great.
much fun. I mean, it's a bowl game. We get what stuff, but hey, man, that was way to end season. What did we end up? 11-2?
11-2,
11
man.
and 2.
11-2. And we were effing 5-7.
Yeah,
2
that's
years
quite
in
the
a row.
turnaround.
With
I know.
all the crap that happened. And we turn it around. And I know here's the interesting thing. Should I say this or not? I'm going to say it anyway. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, and who cares?
So we're 11-2. And I mean, I'm excited. It was a fantastic, successful season. I'm not saying that, but we do feel we're just kind of used to winning everything. That's our aim. So it feels like we haven't done it. You know what I mean? Whereas there's another fan base who beat us by 3, had one more win than us, and they think they're national champions, and they're dancing, they're jumping all over the place, acting like they're the greatest thing on the face of the earth. That just shows you a program of success in the past and those who are wannabes. We've had the success, a good season, but we have some other things to accomplish. And the thing I liked about Scalley, he wasn't afraid to say it. He's out to get a national championship. I loved it. That's the goal. And I believe that's what they're going to aim for in all that they do.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Give me
There
an
you go. Oh,
amen.
this
Give me an
is like
amen.
we are in church tonight. Geez, we're just preaching all over the place. Gospel of Utah football. Certain fan base is catching strays from Gary. It's great. I just love it.
I'm trying to my Y friends. I even said Y. Instead of Zuby, I will say BYU people.
What?
I'm trying to throw out is it an olive branch? Is that the phrase? Look, I'm trying. And I've tried even at the start of this new year to be nice and just be kind of broad in some of my things. And unfortunately, now I understand there's BYU fans and then there's what I call Zoobs. There is a difference. Unfortunately, some Zoobs, I wasn't even talking BYU football or anything. The Zoobs just came in and did Zoob stuff. Then it kind of turned me off again. And I'm trying to say, okay, let that go. I will try as long as I can. And hopefully the BYU fans can be reasonable as well. There you go. It's like a religious experience tonight. Amen and amen. We'll see how far this goes.
Yeah.
New beginnings, baby. New beginnings. Isn't that a phrase?
It's like Gary's New Year's resolution. So yeah, let's see how long it lasts. So
I give it to February.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's gonna be that long.
Let's talk. It's hard.
It's hard. Let's talk the playoff. Oh, especially Gary, because Utah and BYU play basketball this weekend against Caesar. But that's going to be
that's a different thing for me.
That's going to be a beat down, awful. Anyways,
like last year at the Huntsman Center.
Yeah, we won, but
yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Let's talk about the playoffs, the playoff games that happened, and then of course we have the other playoffs this weekend. Not even this weekend, Thursday and Friday, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I'm mostly pissed because I have stuff both Thursday and Friday night. So what am I going to do? I'm screwed.
Watching on your phone like an adult.
Record.
Hit the DVR and then watch it on Gary's streaming service later.
At 2 a.m.
Is that how it is? Have you guys hacked into my sin? Yeah. Okay. That's what's going on.
I don't have your password.
Not at all.
I haven't had it for years.
I don't know what game. We don't need to even talk about the Indiana Alabama because I guess we'll just say Indiana,
it was great.
Indiana destroyed.
Are you
Alabama,
happy with that? I'm actually very happy with that.
I am.
Yeah,
dude. Indiana, legit. I love.
Yeah, they're legit.
They were out physicaling Alabama.
Yeah,
they're explosive offensively. Their coach is an absolute psychopath.
He's so great.
What's the guy with his eyes going back and forth?
I don't know.
Something's going on.
They showed him after that Alabama attempted 4th down they didn't get, and he's just like, I'm like, what are you looking at? The play's over. He's great.
Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders, baby. Woo! Let's go.
Cincinnati, take both of them, Raiders.
No, he's not.
Hey, Gary, can it get worse?
Well,
Yeah.
no, but we can get somebody that can make us good. I don't know if Mendoza. Okay,
We need a quarterback.
I appreciate the holiness of Mendoza.
He's great.
I
He's
love
a great
him.
quarterback.
His character.
Anyway.
Okay, maybe he can come to the Raiders.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
Vegas.
Why not? Why
Sure.
not?
Yeah. Hey, Derek Carr was there, and he was a Christian
I guess
man.
that's true.
Anyways,
Love me
okay,
some
so that
DC.
game in the downpour tsunami of the Rose Bowl that that was wild. At least it cleared up when the
cleared
game
up.
finally
I'm glad it was a
played.
blowout. Let's just say it.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
glad it was a blowout. The night before, so New Year's Eve, you had Miami beat Ohio State.
Loved it.
They deserved it. They beat him fair and square.
I didn't know who I was going to be cheering for in that game, but the second the game kicked off, I went, "Oh, I hate Ohio State." I knew it. I don't know.
Because we're
It's
Michigan fans now,
Michigan
Gary.
Gary.
So it started bleeding out of us. I don't
And
know.
I am not a Miami fan. They drive me crazy. But
No,
man,
me
it
neither.
was just, I saw them and I went, "Oh, can't have it." And I do remember a few weeks ago, we were having a conversation if they would win back to back, and all three of us said no. Some Ohio State fans came after us. So turns out we do know ball.
See, we were right. We're always right.
Yeah, we're always right.
The Oregon Texas Tech game.
Oh, jeez.
Texas Tech. For heaven's sake.
Okay. Can I amend what you just said there? I'm going to amend it.
Go ahead.
Here's how I'm going to amend it. I'm not going to say, oh, Texas Tech. I'm going to amend, oh, Texas Tech offense. And specifically,
Morton.
Baron Morton. Who was that the worst choke job you have ever seen in your life watching a football game? This dude comes out there and like stage fright.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst. Now I understand as the QB though, if he can make a couple of throws, make a couple of plays, it helps your O-line out. You get your running game going. This guy was trash. That is the problem.
What's
now their
bonkers about it?
Defense was that
so
is championship.
Good.
That's championship stuff. And this is the thing though, is Texas Tech has wide receivers that are freaking good, but they had this dude get stage fright and couldn't play. That's what happened. There you got your commentary.
Well, it's crazy to me that Texas Tech spent what $200 million on their roster last year, but looked at a C-level quarterback and went, "That's good enough." Of their defense was unreal because they spent all the money in the world on their defense, and by the way, they're spending all the money in the world on this next year's roster. But they look at their quarterback.
Sorsby.
Is Sorsby gonna do any better?
$5 million for Sorsby?
For Sorsby? That's their solution?
That's when you know they got so much money that it doesn't matter if they just freaking waste it.
Sorsby.
Oh, I don't care. I'll give Sorsby $5 million. Who cares? I got so much freaking. Oh, geez.
It made me reflect back on our game against them, and the worst thing that happened in the game we played him was knocking Morton out of the game.
Yeah,
we could have won that game if Morton stays in the game.
That was a mistake in hindsight.
In hindsight, I can't remember the quarterback's name, comes in and starts throwing dimes, and shoot, that guy's freaking good. But now they got Sorsby for $5 million. That's your solution, and I mean they've just been buying everybody, and that's a whole different conversation. But Texas Tech,
we torched Sorsby.
I was cheering for Oregon, okay, but you could at least show up.
Texas Tech.
At least show up. I turned the game off. It was kind of boring. They weren't doing anything offensively. Oregon,
it was bad.
Wasn't great because that defense they're going against was pretty freaking good, but it was over.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, and then to end the weekend, you had
Hammond,
Ole
that's his
Miss
name. Thank you.
beating Georgia. Hallelujah. Bama and Georgia go out in the same day. And everybody wins. America wins when Georgia and Alabama are both knocked out in the same day. And you had Kirby Smart over there whining to the refs at the end. And then the refs still gave him 2 seconds on the clock, even though it was over. Like,
it was great.
It was so great.
Can we say, hey, Texas Mike's in here, who is an SC fan.
Yes.
Did we talk about that debacle?
We did.
Okay. Oh yeah, Texas Mike.
Oh,
We did
yeah.
talk about that debacle when
Okay.
8 guys failed to tackle the dude up the sideline and they
Yeah.
lost.
We
Kind of
talked about that
reminded me of the good old days.
last
That was
week.
crazy. It's a check
Okay.
down pass on like what was like third.
Yeah, just to get a field goal.
Third and 35 or something. And all I got to do is just bump the guy. He's on the sideline. Just bump him.
Okay, so then this week you've got Ole Miss and Miami playing.
Go Ole Miss, baby.
You cheer? Yeah, I think I'm going for Ole Miss. I like their quarterback, that Trinidad guy, Chambliss. I think is it Chambliss is his last name.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I like him. I'm going Ole Miss. Do you think Ole Miss will win, or that's just who you're cheering for?
That's who I'm cheering for. That's who I'm cheering for.
I don't know. I'm kind of perplexed with it. The thing I would like about Ole Miss doing it is that Kiffin isn't there.
Yes.
I think that would be the
Just stick it
biggest
to
slam
him.
to his face. He wouldn't be a part. I don't think he wouldn't be a part of it.
He wouldn't be part of it.
Yeah, the team, and he jumped on his guys, and
His
they went and
guys.
said, "Up yours, Kiffin. We're holding the natty." That'd be so. For me, that's what would be sweet.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's crazy that, I mean, his assistant coaches who are going with him to LSU are the ones coaching this and doing a great job. But dude, Ole Miss beating Georgia was fantastic. I'm cheering for them. There's no reason they can't beat Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's good, but they're not unbeatable.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm cheering Ole Miss, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
Beck can come out there and throw 5 picks though this week.
He can throw 5 touchdowns or 5 picks.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
very
so up and
interesting
down.
quarterback.
He's
Who
up
do you
and
got
down.
then? Semis. What do you got?
Okay, so then Oregon versus Indiana, which that one they've played before. Oregon barely lost to them, but that's a big matchup going on.
I'm cheering for Indiana.
I think Indiana will do it. I think they're just like this train going down the tracks right now that you can't really stop them. But that's going to be an interesting game. I hope it's a good game. I don't want to just have a blowout game, but I think Indiana probably wins that one.
That'd be a good game. Is that on Thursday or Friday?
That one's Friday.
Okay, dang.
Friday.
Man,
I'm going
that
Indiana.
Going Indiana. That's why I'm cheering
They're
for it. I
solid.
think they win.
They're solid all over the place.
Excuse me. I picked Indiana to win the whole thing last week
No,
when
you
we
didn't.
yes, I did.
So
when
did
we
I.
predicted this. You guys picked someone else. I don't know who you picked.
I don't think that's true. I'm all on board with Indiana.
I don't know who you picked. I just know who I picked. I picked
All right.
Indiana.
Well, what about the other one? Ole Miss, Miami. Did we say who you think?
Yeah,
Did we?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Oh, you
That's what I'm
want
cheering for.
Ole Miss? Yeah. Okay.
The only
think
thing on
Indiana-
Ole Miss, they're SEC. And I hate the
That's
SEC.
true.
But the fact that I think we talked about with Miami, the fact they didn't even play in their conference championship game, they're playing for the national championship. They didn't play in their conference championship game.
Such
They
a
were like
nerd.
well, that's
fifth
because they have
place in their-
stupid rules in there.
They were 5th place in their own conference, but somehow all the stupid stuff. But I'm cheering for Ole Miss mainly for the Kiffin factor, just to shove it to Kiffin. That'd be so funny.
So yeah, the national championship game will be on a Monday night because that makes sense.
It's because of the NFL.
This should be over by now.
It should be over
It's
by
going
now.
way
It's-
too long.
Yeah.
Look up if you haven't. I'm sure a lot of you have. Go see what Dan Lanning talked about fixing the calendar. He is
Yeah, the
spot
calendar.
on. He is absolutely right. We have talked about this before. You need to have college football season end the first week of January so then it doesn't run into the NFL and you can have your games on Saturdays and it can still be exciting and fun. This is so stupid, but it is
I'll be
what it is.
watching.
We'll still be watching, but it's a bummer. It's just a letdown to what is such an amazing sport. But we'll, again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss any of the upcoming episodes because we will probably after the national championship, we'll get on and talk about it and say if we were right or if we were wrong, which we're always right. So you're going to want to join. Make sure you're following along on social media. And then, spring ball is going to be here before we know it. We're going to have to talk about stuff. Maybe we'll do some Mammoth podcasts. Who knows? Just make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of it.
Olympics. Hey, maybe we'll talk
The
Olympics.
Olympics are starting. Those are always fun. Olympic
Yeah.
hockey is great. Who's going to win the gold, James?
Well, I mean, the easy one's Canada. but without Russia being in it, the
USA, baby. That's it. This is it.
No, they're not
looked at
winning
our
gold,
roster the
Gary.
other day.
That's
On
a
paper,
nice.
our roster versus Canada's roster is not pretty. On
That's
paper.
a nice thought, but that's not going to happen. But
Hey, give me that gold medal
Pessimist.
game.
These guys are
Give me that gold
pessimists.
medal. If you can guarantee me a USA versus Canada gold medal game, that would be the most watched hockey game of all time.
Yeah.
The four nations just set the stage for it. The Olympics, they need to rig it. I don't care what you do. Rig it. Get Finland out, get Sweden out. I don't care what you have to do. Give us that gold medal game on the last day of the Olympics.
And Canada will still win.
In an arena that's not going to be finished until like 4 seconds before the puck drops.
Yeah, and it's like
the ice is the
5
wrong
feet too short or
size.
something weird. The dimensions
It's
are
so
off.
weird, but I am here for it. USA, baby. You know what I want, Gary? Will you buy this for me? A Team USA Keller jersey. How sweet would that be?
That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be sweet.
There you
Kale's
go.
jersey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go Utes. Make sure you're subscribed.
Been a good day, Utah.
Love Coach Scalley. Woohoo. Here we go.
We're all in, baby. Let's go.
All in or in the way.